Yes, the term of office for the other APG, APG has expired with the 11th Parliament, and there is need to get a new leadership. And the exact date is not yet known. Members have made suggestions on our platform. Of course, this has been a very busy period. You know, when a new parliament starts, there are lots of activities. So right from the swearing-in period, to election of the speaker, to induction, orientation rather, then to, State of the Nation address, and then today we have budget speech. So it has been a very busy period for the MPs. But already a number of members have made suggestions on our platform. For example, I made suggestions about having, one, an in-house meeting to set clear ground rules. APG has a constitution. That probably in the first meeting, before even electing the new members, the new executive, we need to sit and every member has to run through the constitution. Every member has to acquaint himself or herself with the rules that govern APG. And then we also need to look at how we make sure that, if there are gaps and so on, we are able to, as a team. Because you see, APG is a loose coalition, right? It is an association. It is a group that brings the willing together. Okay? And the group has a constitution, the group has ways it has to conduct business. So we need to look through, and members have to acquaint themselves with that. And then from that in-house meeting, then we would agree on a clear time frame, okay, within which election has to be done. So the exact date is not yet fixed. Probably when we are done with budget speech today, then we will consult among ourselves. Okay? The other day I suggested that we needed to sit, but remember, Honorable Gilbert Olanya lost his mother. So we couldn't have any meeting when a member has such a problem. Okay? So we then consulted and said, okay, why don't we look at either before, again, another suggestion came that we should have our in-house meeting before the budget speech, which ordinarily should have been yesterday. But again, some of our members have been appointed ministers, all right? And they were taking over office yesterday. Remember, on Monday, they were taking oath at State House. Tuesday was a public holiday. And yesterday, many of them were taking over their new offices, handing over previous offices and taking over new assignment and all that. So we should also, be cognizant of some of these activities. So I'm sure we will consult again and agree on a date that is fair to all. I know that next week Parliament will be having induction that will run for about, the other one was orientation. So now there is a planned induction for MPs. So maybe we are going to use that period, since all of us will be around, to sit and have our in-house meeting and then agree on when we can have the election. Okay? So that is what I know. And you talk about Honorable Akol as former chair, okay? Honorable Akol has made it clear that he has done his part. Of course, the APG of 11th Parliament had a lot of issues. You cannot blame an individual on the challenges we have had. There were a number of factors, and mostly I would say failure to learn to work with each other, because there were a lot of fights. You find one member of Parliament running from their own area, coming to another area to fight a colleague, You find some MPs like Gilbert Olanya running from Amur to come and fight me in Badeg Laibi, and so on. So that created a bad working relationship for many of the members. Internal fights and just individual weaknesses affected the APG of the 11th Parliament. So we want to make sure this one is not affected the same way. That is why we need to first have our in-house meeting and come up with very clear rules of engagement. Remember, this is an association. And how you treat a member determines how a member participates in this group. You're not going to do anything if a member decides to pull back. Okay? And remember, this is also an association that does not have any source of fund. APG is an association, and so the association has to be, the activities of the association has to be funded by members. It's not a structure in Parliament. Okay?
And I understand that in the 11th Parliament, the contribution were not made because of all those internal.
Yes, all those internal contradictions affected. That's why I said how you treat a member determines how a member behaves. So APG members are supposed to make monthly contribution, some modest contribution, all right, to keep activities going. And what are these activities? For example, if a member has a challenge, members should be able to put some little resources together to support. Okay. If the association, the group, decides to have field activities, the contribution should be able to facilitate those field activities. Okay? For example, if disaster, let's say, struck a part of Acholi sub-region, and as leaders we have to talk about it, but before we even talk about it, we should be able to have an assessment. We should go as a team, get to understand what is on the ground, so that when we come up at the Parliament level, we are able to raise issues from a very informed point of view. Now, so there are a lot of field activities that are required, even when we want to consult people on pertinent issues so that we raise it in Parliament. We should be able to interact with people. But a lot of this can only be facilitated when members contribute. No. So the members were not contributing, and it's my hope that this in-house meeting that we will have will lay a foundation for a lot of this, so that we are able to move as a team.
Now, would you offer yourself, to be, the APG chairperson?
No, I'm too busy. I'm too busy. I have a lot of work to do. So, unfortunately, I am not able to offer myself to be chairperson of APG. I'll fully support APG as a member. I don't think I'm also willing to even be part of the executive, because I'm not someone who likes to carry so many responsibilities. There are people. Let people also carry other responsibilities.
Gilbert Olanya said that he is interested in becoming the chairperson, and he's asking for, he's trying to mobilize members to support him. What are you
Well, any member is free to express themselves, but those are things we are going to discuss as members of APG. He has not yet approached me, so I cannot comment. But when he approaches me, I will tell him my mind. But my honest opinion is that when you look at the source of conflict in the previous APG, there were people who were very actively involved in stirring this internal conflict. So I think right now we should get a more neutral person, or a more neutral team that can bring all the different people together. And you see this thing, as I told you, it is an association. When you hear the way some people talk, they talk as if APG is a structure of what, and this is an association. It is an association for the willing. If a member feels that the association is not working in a manner that respects every member, you'll see some people pulling out. What happened during Reagan Okumu's term of office? When Reagan Okumu was the chair, you remember what the Odongatos and Gilbert did? The Odongatos and Gilbert decided to start a different APG. They created a parallel APG. I don't know whether they were calling it APG in opposition. They started their own group, even during the tenure of Professor Gayala Tigu. Another group decided to create their own faction, and it's not good, all right? And people need to understand what APG stands for. APG is a platform that brings members from the sub-region together so that they are able to work as a team and have a stronger voice. It stands for about 3 or 4 things. Number one, bringing the leaders together to champion issues of common interest for the region. Number two, it's actually for purposes of advocacy and lobbying, so that when the members come and speak in unison, when they are together, they are respected the more, because you are not just talking to one individual, you are talking to the entire region. Okay? And it's also to champion development, all right? Mobilizing people for development and so on. That is it, all right? But the moment we step beyond our boundaries, we then, so what does the constitution of APG say? And that is what members need to understand, so that we are able to operate within the mandates of the constitution of the association.
Now, I also wanted to ask you, following what happened last during the campaign, have you tried, to approach or reconcile with Odongoto and also Gilbert Olanya over, crossing into your territory during the campaign areas? Campaign period.
Well, number one, politics is very interesting. Very interesting, because even people you treat as brothers sometimes turn against you and start to fight you. Which is it's normal, because people disagree, and the disagreement should be in terms of opinion and ideas. But when you go personal, when you go beyond the ideas and opinion, then you begin to target individual personally, targeting their families, targeting that ceases to be politics. That becomes something else. So it is unfortunate that some of the leaders went beyond and very passionately targeted some of their colleagues. But you see, for example, if Gilbert Olanya came to my area, probably he came because maybe he's from another party, and so he has a reason to support somebody, to fight me, and so on. And the best I should have done was also to do the same. But you see, we are created differently. Odongoto moved all the way from Bade to come and fight me in Badegelayibi. But I did not have time to do that, because I have my own values and all that. So, but you see, it's yes, you are talking about reconciliation. Reconciliation is a process. Right now, we are in good talking terms with Honorable Odongoto. We talk, okay? I don't want to say, we have reconciled and what. People disagree politically. When people disagree politically, it doesn't turn personal. It shouldn't stop you from engaging other people. So for me, that is how I look at it. I don't have any problem with Honorable Odongoto. I also don't have a problem with Honorable Gilbert Olanya. Our disagreement should be in terms of ideas and opinion, should be around issues and ideas, but not personal. So I don't have any personal problem with them. Of course, I'll treat them very cautiously. I treat them very cautiously, because once bitten, twice what? You know that one. So you need to know, you just need to know the people you deal with. It's important. And experience is the best teacher. So, but whatever disagreement we have had is not personal. To me, if somebody has something personal, that is different. So I don't have a personal problem with Gilbert Olanya. I don't have a personal problem with Odongoto. I even don't have a personal problem with Honorable Norbert Mao, who came to campaign for his candidate in Badegelayibi. By the way, the other time when Mao was standing for speakership, I saw some people saying, why are you not supporting a brother, blah, 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 and this, but they forgot to ask themselves why Honorable Mao went to the campaign and campaigned for another candidate in Badegelayibi. that is when you then begin to see how naive some people can be. You expect me to support somebody unconditionally when somebody went and fought me in broad daylight and you did not talk. So that's why I ignored some people who were asking one and all that, right? So you need to know in politics, people have the right to support a candidate of their choice. And when somebody comes to support someone else in Mapenduzi's area, Mapenduzi should not take it personal. It only becomes a personal when the campaigns that ceases, goes beyond campaigns, right? So for me, I don't have any problem, Honorable Gilbert Olanya coming to contest for chairperson, for the leadership of APG, but that will be determined by APG members. And when it's done, we will do it as a family. It's not personal. But for me, my own opinion would be those who are involved in starring the challenges that affected the APG of 11 Parliament should be kind enough to step aside and allow a neutral, I don't want to say a neutral team, but we are very many. It shouldn't be an individual. It shouldn't be a call. It shouldn't be Mapenduzi. It shouldn't be Gilbert Olanya. It shouldn't be, we should be, and by the way, the election of APG can also...
Are you like in one way or the other calling for, fresh leadership in
not fresh as such, but just as I told you, first we need to have an in-house meeting for deeper reflection, okay? For deeper reflection. And also secondly, we can also agree to pick our chairperson through consensus, by consensus. Because, what is so special being the chairperson of this? First of all of us are members of parliament. Two, we are coming together to push for issues of common interest. And so all of us should be regarded as very important members. So it's not about one person or two. But again, for me, I want to more of preach one, reconciliation, but also respect for one another, so that the team is able to work differently this time. Because the moment we agree that this is our chairperson and the other is the vice and all that, if there are members who do not believe in them or disrespect them, we will still have the same problem. Remember, the problem, Honorable Akole, was partly disrespect. There were people who never respected Akole's chairmanship. For example, Honorable Okin and Honorable Gilbert Olanya, who later on formed their own group. And there was a time Honorable Akol was in Nairobi, Honorable Gilbert Olanya, Honorable Okin, Honorable Santa Okot, Honorable Okot Amos. 4 people sat and decided that they elected new leadership. Okay? They did only 4 of them. And they forged minutes. And they started saying, we have already elected a new chairperson. Our new chairperson is Okot Amos and all that. But that was instigated by Honorable Gilbert Olanya and Philip Okin. And they recruited on board Santa Cotton. We do not want to continue operating like that. When we have issues, we should be able to sit as a family, internalize, reflect on it, and agree as mature people on how we are going to address it. We are leaders. Apart from being members of APG, all of us are leaders who were elected individually. From their respective areas.
I wanted to ask, during the 11th Parliament, due to the internal strife that happened in the APG, let me say APG, or within actually sub-region, what haven't, that absence of unity made the actual sub-region not to, achieve? What are the areas that the region failed to achieve because of, the internal disagreements, the lack of unity and,
You see, APG plays a very important role. First, as I told you, lobbying, advocacy, creating that strong sense of unity, and when the leaders are united, even the people they lead become united. So when the leaders are not united, you will see from the people become divided because somebody goes with a different tone and the other speaks a different language, and that's how people get divided. So I want to believe that the conflict within APG, in a way, I do not know to what extent, but in a way could have affected our spirit of unity as a region. Number two, I'm sure you have also seen conflict within so many institutions in Acholi. And there are so many groups that are now being created in Acholi sub-region. And you wonder why so many of these groups are created differently and they are not, and people are not coming. You're right? There is Wango, headed by the group of Okelo Okelo. There is now Rocho Pajo, headed by CJ and former CJ Dadiro Windolo and Olara Tuno. Those are good, you know, associations or organizations